next. And as we wait for Vice President Kamala Harris to announce her running mate, the race for the White House is slated to hit another milestone tonight.
That's right. Harris is set to officially secure the Democratic presidential nomination. Later tonight, Fox 5's political reporter Morgan McKay joins us now. So Morgan, you were here last week talking to us about this DNC virtual roll call. Happens starting Thursday. It ends tonight. And what can we expect to see?
Yes. So the Democratic National Convention has been holding this 5-day virtual voting process to officially nominate Vice President Kamala Harris as a Democratic presidential nominee. So this has been going on for the past 5 days. It started on Thursday, and like we reported, a huge chunk of New York delegates ended up voting right away. And they are not the only ones, because on Friday, as we also reported, Harris did secure that nomination. On Friday, she had enough votes, but the voting process, they still all have to go through it. So that ends at 6 p.m. tonight, and afterwards, the Democratic National Convention will be announcing her as the official presidential nominee. And of course, it's such a historical decision. She's not only the first woman to be the vice president, she's now going to be the first black woman and the first Asian American woman to be the presidential nominee of a major party.
Then immediately from there, we go to her picking her running mate. That's what all the speculation's been about. Tomorrow, she's making a big speech in Philly. Walk us through who the main contenders are thought to be right now.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about this for days and days and days now. Everyone's been really watching this. It's going to be her first major decision as a nominee, especially, but just so far in this race. So as you mentioned, she's going to be holding that rally in Philly, and a lot of people think that because she's going to be doing this in Philadelphia, she might choose a Philadelphia governor, Josh Shapiro. He's one of the top contenders. And I think we have a list here of just the 3 people that Harris met with over the weekend. And like I mentioned, Shapiro, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, and of course, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Now, according to reports, she's narrowed it down to Shapiro and Walz, and they both have a lot going for them. Shapiro, there's 19 electoral college votes in Pennsylvania. Now, Walz over the weekend, he got a major endorsement from the United Auto Workers, so he has a lot of labor backing. But, you know, there has been some criticism over Shapiro for being a little too moderate, I would say. There's some criticism from progressives over his stance on the Israel-Gaza war and more. Now, Senator Bernie Sanders is encouraging Harris to pick somebody more progressive. So we caught up with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries today, and here's what he had to say about that.
Vice President Harris is off to a great start. She's doing a tremendous job. People all across the country are enthusiastic, energized, and excited by her candidacy. Vice President Harris's candidacy is future-oriented. We want to move the country forward. The extreme MAGA Republicans want to turn back the clock. I'm confident that she will identify amongst the many wonderful choices that she has an effective governmental partner who can communicate with the American people that we are trying to make life better for everyday Americans, as opposed to trying to jam Project 2025 down the throats of the American people, which is the Republican plan. There are great vice presidential candidates, including Tim Walz, Josh Shapiro, Senator from Arizona, Mark Kelly, and a variety of others. In any direction that she goes, we will be in good hands.
So as you can see, he wouldn't say which one was his favorite, but he did say that all of them have a lot to offer, and he's confident that they will be able to retake the House with her at the top of the ticket. And
I think, too, we see a little bit of the messaging there, talking about the future. We've heard Kamala Harris kind of talk about some of the messaging, too, around freedom. We haven't really heard her talk about policy, though, especially what she's going to do with the border. She hasn't done any sit-down interviews with media. Do we expect that to change?
Well, exactly. Now, her campaign has really shifted from President Joe Biden's campaign, where his was more about, you know, a fight to save democracy, a fight against, you know, a possible dictator, whereas Harris's message has focused more on freedom, freedom from poverty, freedom to choose an abortion. It's why her theme walkout song is Freedom by Beyonce. But like you mentioned, she hasn't sat down for any interviews yet. She really hasn't laid out where exactly she stands on certain issues, her platform, and how she plans to move forward. So right now we're in this honeymoon phase, I feel like, with her, and a lot of people are giving her a lot of grace around a lot of things, but in the next couple of weeks, she's going to have to sit down for an interview and address some of these concerns.
Yeah, it's critical. All right, Morgan, thank you so much.